Okay, one great way to practice your music that you're working on is to play scales. So if you're working on Bach's cello suite in the key of D, the key of D has how many sharps? 2 sharps. The key of D has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So you're going to play D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So if you're working on Bach's cello suite, you can warm up by playing the D scale. So let's go ahead and play the D scale. And when you're practicing the scales, it's a good idea to practice changing the speeds slower to faster. Keep going back and forth, slow to fast, slow to fast. What that's going to do, that's going to force you to really pay attention to the pressure and the speed of your bow. All right, so let's look at the second line of Bach's cello suite. The first line we have, right? The first line is going to go. Now the second line is a D, C sharp, G, F sharp, G, okay? So use your ring finger to play the C sharp, and you're gonna have to squeeze it in there because the next note is a G, F sharp. So you really gotta squeeze in your third finger, which is your ring finger, to play the C sharp, and you'll use your middle finger to play the G to F sharp, G. But it's that ring finger that you really gotta squish and move it up there to get that C sharp. That's one of the tricky things about working on the neck of the violin. If you have bigger hands, you really have to learn how to squish your fingers together, okay? So practice slow to play fast, remember that. Practice slow to play fast. What do we have here? Oh yeah, and the key things to remember for this lesson is reading. Always read your music. Rely on your memory when you're going to perform for an audience, or if you're going to perform for somebody. When you're performing, it's better to use your memory. You'll play better. But when you're practicing your music, make sure you're constantly reading, okay? All right, here we go, second line. Practice slow to play fast. Here we go. D, C sharp, ring finger. That's the sound that we want, the speed. You can hear the C sharp, right? Because before that you were playing the B. In the first line you were playing, it was going back and forth with the B natural. You were going. Now it's going to the C sharp, so it's going to go. So the third measure is using the C sharp, G, F sharp, G, C sharp, G, C sharp, okay? And then when you go to the fourth measure, you're going back and forth from the D and not the C sharp, okay? Let me see if you guys confused. Okay, make sure you get this piece. It's online, Bach cello suite in D major. D major has how many sharps? F sharp, C sharp. Okay? Have this piece in front of you. It'll make a lot more sense when I start telling you about the notes and the measures, okay? All right, so now the first 2 lines. Practice slow to play fast, practice slow to play fast. Whatever piece that you're working on, okay? Whatever piece that you're working on, make sure you work on the scales, warm up on the scales, and it will make the piece that you're working on that much easier. Let's do the D scale again. Here we go, D open. Remember, keep that bow straight by opening and closing this elbow, okay? Don't rotate your shoulder. When you rotate your shoulder, you're gonna create a loop on the bow and it's gonna scratch. It's gonna go D scale. All right, so now we have the second line on Bach's cello suite. We will finish this soon, so keep practicing, and we're gonna wrap this up and move on, all right? Subscribe.